Hi everybody, how you doing today? Good, I hope. Well, I'm tinkering with the Springer bike a little bit. And what I've done is I got some mirrors. I got a mirror installed on this thing so I can see what's going on behind me. And I got a good deal on these. They were on eBay from the Sunlight Corporation. They were $4 a piece with $6.50 shipping. But I bought several of them and they combined the shipping, so it made for a really good deal. But they've got this nice curved arm, which I thought would be nice because I didn't want something sticking way up, you know, and looking goofy. So I put one of those on the Springer bike. I got one for the turf surfer, and I got two more just in case I want to put them on both sides or whatever. But anyway, that's not what my main objective is today. Today, I ordered these parts a while back from affordablegokart.com. And for all you Predator 212 guys, they got the parts that you need to upgrade a little bit. And I got a new main jet and a new emulsifier tube. This is a, they have all different sizes. You can actually see it, I think, down in the bottom of the bag there. And that's the main jet. This is a 90. They have them ranging from 72 all the way up to 95, I think, as far as sizes go. But with my research I did on the YouTube, everybody that I saw was saying go with a 90. And I also got a new emulsifier tube. And this is a 140. And that was also what they recommended. So I'm going to try that. And the reason I'm doing that is because when I start this thing up, you choke it. You start it and let it run for a second, then you open the choke up. Well, regardless of how long the motor warms up, it runs best at half choke, which tells me it's getting too much air for the amount of gas that it's getting. So that's why you want to upgrade to the bigger jets and emulsifier tube. And they say it usually makes a big difference. And so I'm going to try that. And I also got valve springs, 18-pound valve springs. But I'm not going to put those in today, or not right away anyway. I've had these parts for a while. I actually got them to go on the turf surfer. But the turf surfer runs fine. You can open the choke up on it, and that's a 196, not a 212. You can open the choke up on it when it gets warm, and it does fine. So I'm going to leave that alone. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But this one, the 212, I want to maximize its potential, you know. So we're going to try that. So I'm going to show you what I got going on there. Here's the mirror, just so you can see it in place. That ought to be fine. Got room for my hand to go under it, if you can see that. Believe me, there is. And it's got a reflector on the back. There's bicycle mirrors, you know, because the brake handles I have do not have a hole for your standard motorcycle mirror. Pat and I were on vacation last year, and we stopped in at this family center at one of the not too nearby towns, but between here and wherever it was we went. And we were just looking around, because you never know what you'll find in those places. They got all kinds of stuff. And I picked up a couple of these little mirrors for like $1 a piece. And they got this little rubber plastic flexible thing on there, and it's just a thumb screw that goes over your handlebars to your bike or trike or whatever. And don't waste your money. It's got a good mirror on it. Ooh. But every time you look in it, it is not going to be pointing the same way you set it at. They vibrate, they move around, they flex, they flip, the heat contorts them. So I have one of these. I had one of these on the turf surfer, and I have the other one on the go-kart. And yeah, They're just a pain. Every time you want to look at them, you got to fiddle with them. And you might as well just have a handheld mirror, because you end up reaching out there and adjusting it anyway, you know. So, just a heads up on that. These are made by Bell, which is a bicycle product manufacturer. And maybe on a bicycle, if you ever got it adjusted just right, it might work. I don't know. But I know I have not been happy with it. So I took that off the turf surfer. I'm going to put another one of these on there, just like I put on the Springer bike. And yeah, so that's what's up. Okay, back on this side to the carburetor. I took the air box loose to where you can actually see inside the carburetor. And if you get in the choke open in just the right spot and look in there, you can see the tip of the emulsifier tube sticking up, which is just the very tip of that right there. So what you do is you take the bowl off and you reach in the throat of the carburetor and push down on this, and that should pop out. And then the main jet just unscrews. So I'm going to monkey with that, see if we can't get them in, and then we'll see if it actually makes a difference. The thing may take off like a scalded ape and could be bad. So we're going to have to, I don't know, we might jack the back tire up before we fire it up just to see how it goes. Anyway, stay tuned and we'll see. Alright guys, you know me, I show you everything I do. That way, you know I didn't experience difficulties and not share it with you. However, I got caught up in the moment and did not film all that little fiasco. But it turns out it was unsuccessful. The main jet is made of brass, and I had the carburetor completely off the machine. I used some little needle nose vice grips to pinch off the gas line so it wouldn't pour all over the ground. Took it completely off the machine, had it over here at the workbench where I could see down in there. It had a good fitting screwdriver. Even got the new main jet out to make sure my screwdriver fitted. The main jet would not come loose. It just started stripping out. And I had little fragments of brass down in there. I'm like, oh, what? So, instead of just making it worse and worse and worse for now and getting myself in a position where I can't even start the motor, I took my compressor, blew all the brass chips out of the carburetor, and put it back together. So I do not have the new stuff installed. It's really disappointing. It's like, why was that so hard? Why did that not want to come out of there? Is it because it was cold? Maybe I should do that after I've got it warmed up. But now the head of it's boogered up. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get it out. So, gotta put that experiment on hold. I may end up buying a new carburetor for these. AffordableGokarts.com. You can buy all these parts. And all the jets, all the emulsion tubes, flywheels, whatever. They got all the different little gadgets for these machines, for these little 212 Harbor Freight Predators. And so yeah, so far today all I've accomplished was to frustrate myself and get a mirror put on the bike. Woohoo! But one other thing I'm toying with while I'm out here is taking the springs off the seat. Those are 5-inch springs. And taking these 4-inch springs off the front end of the bike and swapping them. Because still, even with the bushings and stuff, when I sit on it, it compresses enough to where there's still play in there. And when I'm riding around, I can see that top spring just jiggling around in there. You know, and I've got it down as tight as I can get it down. So I probably didn't make my shafts the right length. I forgot about the compression ratio when I threaded them. And so if I just put the 5-inch ones on here, that should eliminate that tingle that I get all the time. See if I can give you a shot of those springs and what I'm talking about when I sit on it. See how loose that is? The other one's not quite as loose. With me off of it, it tightens up. Now I've got those screwed down pretty far. Alright. Wow, it just takes the wind out of my sail, that not working out. I was really hoping to give that a check out and share it with you guys. So anyway, so I may spend a little while doing that. And because those springs on that seat, that's a booger by itself too, because you got to get in there and fish around in between the springs and try to get the nut started. It's a colossal pain in the keister. But yeah, that was a wash. I'll put this stuff back up for another day. I may end up buying a new carburetor. That way I'll have one. So when I tear back into this again, I can either have the new carburetor already set up and then just swap them, or something like that, you know. And that way this one will always be stock. I'm going to start it up just to make sure something didn't get in there and make it, you know, make it run crappy. But the valve springs, I'm hoping, will eliminate some of that thunk, 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 thunk engine noise that I hear. It's most prominent when I'm turning the machine off just before it dies. You hear it thunk, thunk, thunk right in the engine itself. So I'm hoping those valve springs will help eliminate some of that. It probably won't take care. These things got a lot of slop in them, I guess, you know. It's not like a high revving motorcycle engine where everything's tolerances are really tight, you know. These things are a little bit looser than that. Well, she still runs. And well, you really didn't hear that thunk that I was telling you about. I let it run out of gas. Anyway, yeah. So yeah. Oh, another thing I did is I did move the brake handle back over to the left-hand side, just because that's where it should be. I caught myself grabbing for it the other day, and I realized, hey, wait a minute, there's nothing there. And everybody knows that rides motorcycles that the front brake should be on the right and the clutch should be on the left. Since it has no clutch, that should be also the park/assist handbrake. So I moved that over there. Alright, that's enough jabbering for now. So anyway, we'll see what comes of it. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate you guys. And welcome to all my new subscribers and all my viewers. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. How y'all doing? And stick around. We'll see what happens next.